Welcome back to Fortnite School, I'm Orbetch, and today we're going to talk about Brutal Bastillon. It's very important to know your spawn and how to drop there. First to land always have a better chance of surviving spawn, and every single spawn has its own secrets. In this video, we are going to overview the whole spawn's looting and farming system. We are going to talk about where the best landing spot is and how to be the first to land there every time with a detailed drop map. Then something you won't want to miss, we're going to talk about the hidden rooms and how the few best hidden ones are the reason this spawn is completely overpowered. Once that's out of the way, we are going to talk about the different strategies that you can adopt when looting and fighting in Brutal Bastillon, as well as what's around, what are the best rebooting options and what rotation you can use to get even more out of this spawn for your late game. Alright, let's start with an overview of the whole spawn. According to Fortnite.gg, there are 43 chests on this spawn. In reality, there is way more. There are 11 coolers and many floor loots as well as ammo boxes. On top of that, you have 18 to 23 buried chests in hidden pathways and hidden rooms all across the spawn. 18 hidden rooms in total, and every room has between 2 and 4 slubs barrel that add up to 35 total barrel. That's already 700 metal right there and plenty of shield during your looting process of Brutal Bastion. Some of these hidden rooms also have campfires. There are 3 pads that can be used as low pad during spawn fights, and last but not least, there is a whole slurp truck next to the reboot van. There are many buildings to loot. Each one has its own perks, they all have heals available, but the north side being right next to a big mountain is usually backstabbed more than the south side. South main building is the best place to land for so many reasons. You'll have high ground of almost all of spawn while still being in the middle of it. You have the most chests there is for a building of this spawn, and you have 4 coolers and 4 slubs barrel to help you win the different contests. If things go sideways, you still have plenty of retreat options as well as several hiding spots for desperate situations. The best one being these 2. And the best way to drop on this building is either on its roof or the exterior balcony. The best one being where the closest weapon is, but the most OP spot to drop on is definitely the roof, with 2 coolers and a chest and several floor loots. Here is a detailed drop map of how to be able to land on main's building roof. The different pictures around show you exactly where you should dive to open your glider. Please don't forget to like the video and tell your teacher you appreciate his work, and subscribe for more spawn analysis. You can even ask me for specific location in the comment section and I'll do the one that have the most requests for the next ones. Now let's dive even deeper in this spawn study. Let's talk about the hidden rooms. First of all, know that there are 3 types of hidden rooms in Brutal Bastion. The easiest one to find are the one with an open slab on the wall. Then you have those with just a slab on the wall that you have to break to get in, and then you have the super secret one that you need to know. They have no slab at all and can still withhold chest and loot. The best ones being the following. This next part is about how to completely master this spawn. Students, what will make you good on this spawn are the different pathways there are and how to get the best of them for each situation. Whether you are aggroing someone or you need to retreat or you just want to use the terrain at your advantage when fighting, here are the different competitive points of this location. The south exterior balcony is really OP. The interior balcony, where you can safely drop down without being seen or heard, will make for a good surprise attack, especially when combined with a no build zone. There are many no build zones on this spawn where you can have the right side advantage. They all depend on these curved pieces of building that will forbid you to build all around it, on its side as well as on top of it. If you manage to drag your enemies to the right spot, they will be defenseless. Also know that you can break the tyrolines by breaking the floor under it. It can be useful in no build mode, for example when you sit on heights. Farming degree. Let's talk for a few seconds about how to get the best of this spawn. The best wood option are the trees around, that gives you about 40 wood for 4 hits. There are many trees around Brutal Bastion. Here is a detailed map of how much wood you can expect of each forest. The best brick option are the god rocks around spawn. Each rock will give you about 140 brick for 10 hits. Combined with all the small rocks around, here is how much you can expect to farm around spawn. If you're in a hurry, this map shows you only the biggest rocks around. 3 of them and you're maxed out. Then we have the metal. There are 2 types of building pieces that you can farm to get metal here. The curved roof pieces that will give you 24 to 32 metal for 9 hits, and the small edges that will give you between 14 to 25 metal for 5 hits, depending on which model you farm. If we're only talking about the roof pieces, this is how many metal sits on each building. Trust me, you will leave Brutal Bastillon with every mat maxed out. Now let's talk about the options of rotates that this spawn gives you. You have 4 big Bastion outposts that each have launchpad, holo chests, hidden rooms, cooler and other loot. They can each be accessed pretty easily from Brutal Bastillon. Here is a quick overview of them. Northeast Outpost sit at the bottom of a mountain. It can be backstabbed by Lonely Lodge but still offers good mats and good loot if you need to flee spawn. North Outpost is the smallest of the outposts but also the safest. You'll have high ground on almost all of your surrounding and it can be accessed through the wind tunnel or with tyrolines. South Outpost offers a reboot van, many looting options, but is also a passing point of many players as it's more centered and have a pad. You can also access it through wind tunnel or with a pad from Brutal Bastion. West Outpost is massive. It won't be backstabbed much, but there can be teams that spawn there as it's the biggest outpost, have a slurp truck right next to it and offer really nice rotation option. If zone pool west, you should definitely try to swing by. Last tip about the outpost students, they all have pretty big no build zone, especially the south one. Be sure to know where you can and cannot build to have a huge advantage when fighting there. If you haven't yet found a hammer, a shield or an Excalibur AR, you might want to look for house chests around. Here is a map of all the house chests around. Then let's talk about the reboot van option. You have several vans that you can access from Brutal Bastion, the closest one being in the spawn, but if there still are contests fighting, you might want to fly away to get to these other vans. This one is far from everything and has some nice looting option as well as nice farm. This one can be used if there is a big rotate to do while rebooting, and if the dependency hasn't been looted, then your reboot mate will be able to have some decent stuff. Same goes for this van that is right under the north outpost. Then we have this one by the Frozen Lakes cabin, probably the most quiet one, but there ain't much loot around. And then we have the one under the snow cave that's also a very quiet one. Here is a quick overview of the different NPCs that you can expect to see around Brutal Bastion. These are the different locations of the vending machines around, and these are the different options for vehicles. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like the video to support your teacher's hard work and follow us for more analysis of everything Fortnite. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at Orbetch, follow us at Fortnite School on the same socials. Thanks for watching, bye!